Yo! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Storytime series. Now, this is the actual first story of the series, okay? In this story that I'm going to tell you, let me just say this, right? So, last time I talked about, being the older sibling of 8, which is, it's a lot of us, Being the older sibling comes with responsibilities, There's a lot expected of you as an oldest child, But I'm going to talk to you about one of those responsibilities that I had, Not only were expectations for me higher, significantly higher than they were for the rest of them, there are certain things that I had to do that now that I'm older and I think about it, I realize that I didn't have to do. When you have a friend group, right? And I'm talking about my siblings because we not only are we siblings, we are friends, Mainly me, Dylan, Dane, with Jaden. We often did things that we knew that we weren't supposed to do. Things that warranted ass whoopings sometimes. Like I said, we were all assholes, kids. But yeah, a lot of things we did, we knew we weren't supposed to do. Which is why we had specific roles, And me being the oldest, for some reason, I don't know why our child brains thought that this was the good idea. I was the fall guy for the group. So if we were to get in trouble, I'd basically be the one who would take the blame. Because for some reason, as kids, we thought the oldest child would get in the least amount of trouble. Which in reality wasn't the case. Because like I said, being the oldest, they expected more from me. So why did we think that if I took the blame, the consequences would be less than what they were if one of them took the blame? We don't know. We don't know. And I'm saying we because it was all of us. We were all involved. We all made that dumbass decision together. Okay? Now, when I say fall guy, obviously I mean the guy who takes all the blame. Here's a story, right? So my grandmother, rest in peace, amazing woman. She's part of the reason for why I am who I am today. My grandmother, she had false teeth, aka dentures, right? And she would always have them in this like pink container in the bathroom. Okay? Stay with me now, right? And we knew not to touch this container. We knew not to touch the container, because, they were her teeth and they had to stay clean. So we knew, our parents made it clear to us that we were not supposed to touch any of her stuff in the bathroom. We all knew that, we knew. We weren't dumb. Some of us weren't dumb. Okay? We all did dumb things, but we weren't like necessarily dumb. But yeah, one day we were all chilling in the dining room eating, and Grandma comes in the dining room and she says, "Where the hell are my teeth at?" Right? So we all looking at each other confused. And to this day, right? We don't know what happened to these teeth. To this day. Now, I'm gonna say this. This is a disclaimer, right? We didn't necessarily do anything wrong in this situation because neither of us touched them. Like like I said, to this day, we still don't know what happened to these teeth, right? Now, mind you, she comes in, she says, "What happened to my teeth?" We all looking at each other all confused. Like, we don't know what's going on. Like, what she mean what happened to her teeth? We don't touch her teeth because, like I said, we knew not to touch it. And we did it. We didn't touch her teeth, right? So we all tell her, "Hey, we ain't touch it. We don't know what happened, right?" Now, here's the thing. As children, we lied a lot. So it was completely understandable for her to not believe any of us. Like, she thought that all of us were lying. And like I said, it's for a good reason. We lied often as kids. Just doing kid shit. So she basically said she didn't believe any of us. She didn't believe any of us, and we're still looking at each other like, nigga, did you touch the teeth? You know, like I asked everyone because I knew for a fact I didn't touch it. So I'm assuming, okay, it got to be one of these little niggas, right? So I asked Daniel. I said, you touched the teeth? No. Dylan, did you touch the teeth? I asked Dylan twice. I said, Dylan, did you touch the teeth? He said, no. I said, nigga, did you touch the teeth? He said, no. So I say, I know I ain't touched the teeth. So now grandma is looking at us like, okay, one of us got to be lying. Whole time, neither of us were lying this time. That's a story for another day. So our grandma called our dad. Our dad showed up, right? He got home from work, and she basically told him what happened. You know, her teeth went missing, and all of us said we didn't touch it. And he said the same thing she said. Okay, one of these little niggas is lying. So, as a kid, you know, police officers scared me. I didn't like the police. I didn't like anything associated with the police. I didn't like the cars. I didn't like the sirens, the lights, none of that, bro. And grandma knew that. She knew that. And it wasn't just me. None of us liked the police growing up. Because it was during that time, like we never heard anything good about them. So they scared us. And they knew that. And they took advantage of that, which was fucked up. It's a little fucked up, just a little bit, but you know, for a good cause. So they took advantage of the fact that we were frightened by the police. So she threatened to take us down to the police station and do a lie detector test. Right? Now, like I said, none of us touched it. None of us actually touched it. Okay? So we were all innocent. If we were going down to do a lie detector test, we would have all passed. You know, like, we were innocent. But I was so scared of the police, bro. Y'all don't understand. I was so scared. So I broke down into tears. I just started crying. Like, I started bawling my eyes out, right? And I knew that the only way for us to not have to go to the police station is if somebody came out and said they did it. So I was like, fuck it. It was me. I did it. I didn't do it, but I told them I did it, okay? That's how badly I didn't want to go to the police station. And so my grandma and my dad asked me, okay, why you lie? I was like, because I didn't want to get in trouble, you know? Mind you, again, I want to keep making this clear. I was innocent. We were all innocent. None of us touched her teeth. Like I said, to this day, we still don't know what happened to her teeth, right? So they asked me, what happened to the teeth? And back in the day, I was a pretty good liar. At least I thought I was, but to be honest, I still don't even know if they believed what I said. Here's what I said. Tell me if y'all believe it, right? They asked me what happened to the teeth. I told them, I was in the bathroom. You know, I was using the bathroom, and after I got done using the bathroom, I was washing my hands. I saw grandma's teeth on the sink, and I got curious. So I opened the container, and I took them out. And I set it on the counter, right? The counter in the bathroom. After I washed my hands, I dried my hands off, and the teeth were still sitting there. And I forgot. That's what I said. So when I went to grab the teeth, I accidentally knocked them over into the toilet, and I flushed the toilet. I kid you not, this is what I said. Almost word for word, that's what I said. No bullshit. And the reason why, and now y'all see why I say I don't know if they believed me, right? I still don't know if they believe me, but for some reason, you know, that's what I said. And I'm like, okay, I told them the truth. They said, okay. So that's what happened to the teeth. All right, cool. I asked them with tears in my eyes. I said, do we still gotta go to the police station? My dad looked at me. Nah, y'all gotta go to the police station. And man, I was so happy, right? I started smiling. I look at the twins like, we good. You know, I look at Dylan and Daniel like, don't worry, we're in the clear. At least I thought I was, right? My dad looks at me, right? He like, I'm glad you told the truth, but go lay across my bed. Damn. Oh nah. Every decision I made up to then, I regretted it severely, bro. He said go lay across my bed. I'm thinking he joking, so I started laughing. I'm like, yeah, yeah. And he was like, oh no, I'm dead ass. Go lay across the bed. And so I look at Dylan Daniel. I'm like, yo, am I really finna get my ass beat for this? Now I look at Grandma and she say, go lay across the bed. I'm oh nah. You know why that hurts so much is because when we would get into trouble and we'd have to get a spanking, she would be the one to save us. She would be the one to be like, okay, look, listen, I'm sure he learned his lesson. You don't gotta spank him, all right? He ain't gonna do it again. I'm looking at her like, do your job, work your magic. She said, nah, go lay your ass across that bed. Oh, if she not saving me, there's no getting out of it, bro. There was no getting out of it, bro. And so I've never been more shitty in my life, bro. I walked up them stairs so slow. And as I'm walking up the stairs, I'm thinking to myself, I got myself into this, bro. Ain't no way I can get out of it. I gotta take it like a man at this point. So that's what I did, bro. I went upstairs. I laid across that bed and I got my ass beat with a belt. Thick belt too. Just because I lied. For something that I didn't do. I was innocent. I was so innocent, bro. It's crazy. All of us were innocent, but hey, look. At least we ain't have to go to that motherfucking police station, bro. Because Lord knows I was not trying to go to no police station, bro. I did not like the police. I didn't. And it's crazy because our next door neighbor was a sheriff. He was a sheriff. But yeah, I've taken the fall for so much bullshit. I swear, if there was ever an award for Brother of the Year, if I don't win, it's rigged. Simple as that. If I don't win, it's rigged, and that's all I gotta say. But yeah, that was just one of the stories about me being the fall guy for the team. Okay, I'm one thing that people can never say about me is that I'm not a team player. I am the team player. I know my role. And can't nobody say I don't, because I play it well. That's facts. But yeah, this is just one of the stories, right? There are a lot of stories in, man, like I said in the last video, buckle the hell up. Because if y'all thought this story was crazy, shit. Wait till you hear the rest of them, alright? But yeah, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Hope y'all enjoyed this story. There will be more to come. Please stay tuned. If y'all enjoyed this, please make sure y'all leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below. What y'all think? Comment down below if y'all have had any similar experiences to this. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.